Welcome to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. The Sweet 16 is about to tip off in Kansas City, Missouri. Our first game features SEC regular season champion Mississippi State, the top seed in this region, taking on the 4-seed Wolfpack of NC State out of the ACC. And just moments ago, both head coaches had some final thoughts for their teams.
Hey, I'm going to tell you for the last time, you walk out there and you're passive, they will stick it to you. They are physical, tough, and aggressive. If you walk out there and don't have aggressiveness and don't have technique, they will stick it to you. Go out there and play with aggression. Get your head up, your eyes forward. You go be the one eating.
Offensively, we need to execute, get us shots. If we get shots, we'll make them. So we got to make sure we keep working all night long. You did a good job against Maryland, similar defense. We got to work to get open, we got to keep our dribble, and once we do that, we're going to get shots. When we get shots, we knock down shots, okay? Let's do it, let's go.
So both coaches are ready to roll, and we are just moments away from opening tip here at the Sprint Center. Pam Ward, along with Hall of Fame coach Gail Guest, course Courtney Lyle will join us momentarily. Certainly no surprise that Mississippi State is here, the national runner-up last year, but that's not the same story for the Wolfpack.
Well, no. NC State was picked to finish 10th in the ACC preseason polls. Here they are in the Sweet 16, and it's been because of their stingy defense. It will be tested tonight against that high-powered offense of Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, so many weapons, a lot of balance. It all starts with big teeth.
Yes, they go inside 6'7", and then you've got 5'4" in Mo Williams. And then on the wings, you got Victoria Vivian, and you know Blair Schaefer is always waiting in the corner for that wide-open three.
Now, Mississippi State last year lost to South Carolina in the national championship game. So different expectations this season. Let's go over to Courtney Lyle.
Well, guys, in that run last year, a big difference between this year. Last season, Mississippi State wasn't used to having a target on its back, but this season, that target was there since they played in the national championship game almost a year ago. They've got that experience of being the one that everyone is after, and Vic Schaefer told us yesterday, he spoke to his team about last year's run. Don't use it as pressure to do it again. Use it as confidence that you've been there before.
Yeah, Mississippi State was unbeaten until the championship game of the SEC tournament when they lost to South Carolina. And we are underway, and Morgan William, the very talented senior out of Birmingham, gets the ball first. NC State, one of 4 ACC teams still left in the tournament, and right away, there is a foul on Akilah Mays, and that's crucial because Mays is going to have to do a lot of guarding of Tierra McCowan.
Well, yeah, and NC State is not a deep team, so they can't afford to get into foul trouble.
Well, Shonda Johnson at the free throw line, playing no doubt with a heavy heart. She actually did not get here until last night. Missed all the practices yesterday. Her grandfather passed away, and she was at the funeral yesterday. And she has been a very important cog, averaging 12 points per game, and gets the first 2 free throws. Take a look now at the lineups brought to you by Capital One, and number 1, Aislinn Koenig, very important guard for this team. That's a travel on Mays. Koenig's next three-pointer will set a new single-season record for the Wolfpack. Kayla Ely is their point guard. She had been a backup last year, did not get a lot of playing time. Capital One starting lineup for Mississippi State, a lot of familiar faces. Victoria Vivian's having a spectacular senior year. She's got the ball now, and she scores.
And I like that Vic Schaefer first 2 plays are set to attack the rim.
Mississippi State on the season, 16th, make that 10th in the nation, averaging just over 82 points per game, 16th in the nation in scoring defense. State delivers. Chelsea Nelson with her first basket. Chelsea is both the leading scorer and leading rebounder on this team.
And we saw NC State working on pressure releases yesterday. Mississippi State put such good pressure on the ball and up and in passing lanes. You've got to go backdoor. Look for those backdoor cuts.
Coach Westmore very concerned about this vaunted Mississippi State defense. McCowan beyond the three-point line as the shot clock goes into single digits. Aislinn Koenig, after the Mississippi State turnover, Nelson's 2 rims out, and Tierra McCowan gets what will be one of many rebounds. Led the SEC in 13.3 boards per game.
And I like that Morgan Williams has become much more aggressive in the tournament. She's averaging 13 points a game in the NCAA tournament.
Averaged just 8 during the season coming in. And a lot of people will remember the 41 points she put up against Baylor in the Elite Eight last year. A free pass to the basket, but Ely was unable to get it home.
Well, and those are the baskets NC State has got to make.
They're a good defensive team, as you mentioned in the open, but they sometimes, let's just say, their offense can be a little bit paltry. They were 10th in the ACC in scoring, and it's so difficult to stop McCowan. McCowan averaging 18 points per game. So a single season rebounding record and double-double record this season. Koenig, who was the three-point threat. That's it. That's a new single-season record for the sophomore from Surrey, British Columbia. Jennifer Howard had the old record set back in 95-96, back when you were at Duke. Probably
yes, she
remember
was
her.
a prolific three-point shooter.
Much-needed three to trim the lead to 3. Morgan Williams. There's Schaefer, who is Scholar Athlete of the Year in the SEC. And Roshonda Johnson gives him a whole nother dimension at the guard slot.
Well, she does, and Mississippi State loves that weave. You see them run it all the time, and so difficult to defend because they can all shoot the three and they can penetrate to the basket.
Mississippi State has not missed a shot yet. Kara Leslie gets it into Mays, who finds out very quickly that Tiara McCowan is very difficult to shoot over.
Co-defensive player of the year in the SEC, and you can see why. She blocks shots, but she changes so many shots as well.
Asia Wilson from South Carolina shared that Defensive Player of the Year award. McCowan averaged about 2 blocks per game, which was 5th in the ACC. Shot clock winding down. Koenig has to do something. Pass inside. Leslie got it off, and that's a couple that they have missed in the paint. But McCowan is always looming, and McCowan is behind the play. There's a foul on NC State. McCowan's okay. Her right shoe slipped off her foot. Ely picks up the foul. So Tiara McCowan already with a block, but terrific numbers, and what a year for the junior who came off the bench last year.
Yeah, and you see those 13 rebounds a game. 6 of them are on the offensive end, leads the nation in offensive rebounds per game.
Well, you guys talked about Tiara McCowan, how much she affects the game just being in there. Coach Schaefer calls her their forgiveness player. She's right there to clean up any mess offensively or defensively. We've seen that with her offensive rebounding numbers and her blocking.
Well, that's so true, Courtney. So many times I've had some great shot blockers in my life as well, thankfully, and so many times when your players get beat defensively on the drive, you could always rely on them to clean up your mess.
And does that also give them maybe some more leeway to take chances out on the perimeter if you have someone like that
Absolutely,
back there?
absolutely. Frees you up to really get up in those passing lanes.
There, Schaefer hits the deck. Denise Brooks, Brian Enterline, Tiffany Bird, our officials tonight. Foul on Tiara McCowan. And that sends Kiara Leslie to the free throw line, and Kiara is a big reason why NC State is even in this game. In the last round against Maryland, 21 points and 11 rebounds against the team and the school from which she transferred, and really came up large to beat the Terps.
Yeah, she was highly motivated in that game and just really played at another level, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, she really affected her former team, 2 for 2 from the line. Graduated from Maryland in just 3 years, and then came over here to NC State, which was an old rival of Maryland back when both teams were in the ACC. Victoria Vivians puts it up, and that's the first shot that Mississippi State has missed, either at the line or from the floor. Leslie, whom we just spoke, Monroe Johnson is a lockdown defender on the perimeter. Gets the weak side rebound. Shonda Johnson not on the all-defensive team for the SEC, which was baffling to some people. Vivians with a long three.
And that's why Vivians is so difficult to defend. You saw her on the last possession going to the basket. Then she hits the wide open three. And there's your forgiveness player.
McCowan just swatted away Ely's chance. Mississippi State off and running, up 8 early in KC. Mississippi State, the top seed in the KC region, off to a great start.
Well, they are. Morgan Williams, stop and pop. And then you've got Big Bro going inside, scoring. Victoria Vivians, you know she loves that deep three. And then you've got Big T cleaning up the mess on the defensive end. 83% they're shooting to start this game. Not too shabby.
You see Vivians had the only miss of the game and then came back and hit the three. She was incredible range. Tara McCowan on the right side of your screen with 2 blocks already. And I think NC State wants to attack her for a reason. They're getting blocked right now.
Well, I think, you know, they lost one game. It was to South Carolina. South Carolina got Big T in foul trouble. So now I think that's going to be the game plan. Try to attack her, get her in foul trouble. But she usually does a great job with her timing, blocking those shots.
As Travis Schaefer forced the turnover.
Well, guys, you mentioned it. Westmore specifically challenged his team and said 15, talking about Tierra McCowan, has 1 foul. Let's go at her and attack. They're hitting some shots right now. We've weathered this storm before. Hang in there.
Yeah, that's a smart move. You've got to get her out of the game if you want to have a chance. Because of plays like that, she's going up and getting the ball where no one on NC State's team can go.
She's had some incredible games this year. 31 points and 20 rebounds against Louisiana. We did the game against Oregon. 35 points, 19 rebounds, and 5 blocks. And Oregon, a terrific team. They're into the Sweet 16 and favored to win tomorrow. McCowan has really been a force. Shot clock did not reset. Nelson might have gotten away with steps, and McCowan comes up with the rebound.
And it looks like the NC State players are hoping to score instead of planning to score.
There's a big difference. Schaefer's first shot of the game was a little bit short. This NC State team only averaged 67 points during the season, and they have missed their last 6 shots. Ely, a lot of dribbling out there as the shot clock hits single digits. Morgan Williams. Defensive help from Johnson, but that's a good job by Ely, the redshirt sophomore from Raleigh, who said that NC State was always her dream school.
Yeah, she did a great job going to the basket, absorbing the contact, and that was a plan to score.
Backed up Spencer last year at the point position. Many more opportunities this year, and she's taken advantage. Schaefer to Shunda Johnson. And a rebound taken down by Ely. Starting point guard. And Tierra McCowan saw that pass coming. Vivians gets it over to Morgan Williams, who directs traffic. Vivians off the back of the rim, and NC State fortunate they didn't turn it over. Leslie got tied up with Nelson in a little friendly fire offensive rebound. Mississippi State's first sub will be Chloe Bibby, the 6'1" freshman forward from Australia. Koenig, nothing doing, and that's just good work by McCowan. Got in front of Mays to get yet another rebound. Morgan Williams got a block by Mays. Averages 2 blocks per game for State. Ely draws contact, and the foul coming on Johnson. Mississippi State men's basketball team has made it to Madison Square Garden. NIT semifinal matchup coming against Penn State Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Visit NCAA.com, home for all 90 NCAA championships. Ro Johnson picked up her first foul. And on a held ball, Morgan Williams grabs it, but the arrow points towards NC State. They'll have 29 seconds to shoot. Vivian's on the bench talking with Carly Thibault-Donna, who is was named by the WBCA as the top 30 under 30 assistant coach, meaning she's under 30 years of age.
And you asked her what she got for that, and she said a hug.
Yes. And now a little tip of the cap on ESPN. One of the really brilliant young coaches. Both her dad and her brother are here. They are coaches in the WNBA for Washington. And that's really nifty by Chelsea Nelson.
Yeah, we've seen that step-through move before. Nelson, textbook step-through. And when you're going against somebody who's bigger than you are, that's the perfect move to use.
Nelson at just 6'2". Cuts the lead to 6. Schaefer coming around, and another rebound for Nelson. Koenig, who usually doesn't shoot a lot of twos, 3/4 of her shots come from beyond the arc, hits it.
And really nice job by Koenig, setting that defense up, shot fake, and drive to the basket. She's got the size advantage.
Inside a minute, and it is just a 4-point lead.
And Johnson's body control is so good on those drives.
Johnson now with 6 points. Mississippi State has led by as many as 8 in this game. Check that. The biggest lead was indeed 10. It had been cut in half, and now here's a foul. They're going to get Bibby, who we just talked about, the Australian who just came in.
Yeah, and Ro Johnson again. She loves to go left. You've got to take her left hand away. She's a lefty. She can go right, but so much more effective going to the left.
So Kiara Leslie at the line from Holly Springs, North Carolina. It's her third free throw in as many attempts. And Zion Campbell comes in. 6'3" redshirt sophomore from Washington, D.C. And Mays comes out. Mays coming out after McCowan went out. Mays has only taken 1 shot and has not scored. Averaging 10 per game, but dealing with McCowan. Shot clock is off now for Morgan William and the Dogs.
She's telling Bibby to go down. Usually they like to set the high ball screen or run some of their weave. Got the elevator.
And William got a block from behind, and now a chance for the Pack. Ely had a little bit more time, but was able to get the shot off, and NC State coming back nicely. They were down by as many as 10, only down 4 after 1/4 of play. Sweet 16 matchup between the Bulldogs and the Pack.
Welcome back to the Sweet 16 here in Kansas City. We're joined now by NC State head coach Wes Moore. And Coach, after Mississippi State hit their first several shots, your kids responded. How did you like what they did?
Yeah, I mean, they hit 5 of their first 6 shots. Mississippi State did. Obviously, they've been here on this stage before, but I'm proud of our kids, the way they battled back. We just got to settle down. We got to quit picking up our dribble, because they're going to be like piranhas getting after you if you pick that dribble up.
McCowan has 1 foul. How important is it to continue to take it at her?
Yeah, of course, our Mays has 1 foul also, but we definitely, I know they took her out there at the end of the quarter. Definitely look for opportunities to take her, maybe have her involved in to pick on the ball.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Wes Moore has led NC State to the Sweet 16. The last time they got here was 11 years ago in 2007 when the K-Yow court was christened in Raleigh. And what did they do? Well, they went out and beat number 2 North Carolina. Then the day they dedicated the court, sorry, Gail, this was the ACC tournament. Your team was number 1 in the country and unbeaten until that game. And they beat Baylor to advance on to the Sweet 16. It was really a very emotional time, and Wes Moore has taken his team back-to-back NCAA tournaments for the first time since 06-07 under the legendary K-Yow. And as we mentioned at the top, they were picked to finish 10th out of 14 teams in the ACC, and here they are in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, Wes Moore just done a remarkable job with this team. And they just outwork you. They get all those 50-50 balls. And we've talked about sometimes they struggle to score, but they can always rely on their defense and their scrappiness.
Got off to a slow start in the ACC before they caught on fire. They were 11-5 in the regular season in the ACC, got to the semifinals of the tournament where they lost to eventual champion Louisville, but only by 5 points.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to blow out NC State because they continue to fight for 40 minutes.
Erica Cassell, number 24, their first sub in. And Koenig has really done a good job on offense.
And Koenig, I told you before the game, she reminds me of Marina Mabry for Notre Dame because she's that more upright. She plays the point. She could play the two. She's really a shooter, but plays with such poise.
She's got good size, listed at 5'9", but looks like she might be a little bit bigger. Johnson left open off the rim, and boy, NC State is out rebounding Mississippi State, and that doesn't happen very often. Cassell, a funky delivery with a one-handed jumper. And Victoria Vivians comes up with the ball. Morgan William, little floater, also off, and also a one and done.
Yeah, they're doing such a good job on the defensive glass. NC State is, and they're 8th in rebound margin in the nation, almost 10 a game. So they're known for their rebounding.
And Morgan William, that's a hard collision and a hard foul picked up by William. Mo went flying, and now she will take a seat on the bench. I think Schaefer really tightened up his bench in the last round against Oklahoma State in a game that was close for a long time before the Dogs ended up winning it by 15.
Yeah, all of his starters played at least 37 minutes in that game.
Jasmine Holmes, number 10, is in. NC State on a 10-2 run. They can tie or take the lead after being down by double digits in this game. Mays got it tipped away by McCowan. Outside to Leslie, and the Wolfpack have taken the lead. Their first lead of the game. Holmes inside to McCowan, and that's 2 on Mays.
And just a nice job inside. You don't have anything, you draw some help, kick it out. Kiera Leslie says thank you very much.
The second most effective three-point shooter behind Koenig this year. Mays with 2 fouls goes out, so let's see how this affects the Wolfpack, as they've just gotten shorter with her going to the bench. Going to rely on Cassell. In and out, McCowan, too easy. Just rolled in, but as you mentioned, she is the best offensive rebounder in the entire nation.
And that's her first one on the night. And I would expect Mississippi State to continue to attack inside. NC State really will have no answer on the inside for Kiera McCowan.
And Cassell, who is in for Mays, is 6'2". Got the ball. Koenig to Ely. Honestly thinking about it. That's Jordan Danbury, the Arkansas transfer, marking her. McCowan, nothing doing on the baseline. Danbury with the miss. And another rebound for NC State. State's a good rebounding team as well, 8th in the nation. No offensive board that time. And Morgan William out of the game. Vivians decides to take it herself against Nelson, and McCowan got inside of Cassell for another putback.
Yes, McCowan, we've seen her now both on the offensive and defensive end, cleaning up the mess from some of the other players, the missed layups, getting beat in transition defense.
8 rebounds in 12 minutes for McCowan. Vivian's went down hard, but fortunately she is okay. Senior from Carthage, Mississippi, who scored over 5,000 points in high school, had a lot of choices, but decided to stay home. Carthage about 45 minutes from Starkville. And she has turned into a big-time celebrity in Mississippi. It's always nice when the local kids stay home. More weave action. Danbury got cut off. Schaefer's had trouble getting her shot off so far. 9 seconds to shoot for the Dogs.
Yeah, and overall, I've been very impressed with NC State defending that weave. Mississippi State got a couple of looks early to the basket, but since then it's been cut off on the inside.
Jasmine Holmes, a junior from Gulfport, running the point with William on the bench, and she gets in there for her first basket.
Yeah, and as I say that, Holmes goes right to the basket.
But Schaefer likes to say that he has 2 starting point guards between Holmes and William. Different styles of play. They both have been effective. Dee Rogers, number 21 in the game. Leslie got hit on the way up.
Yeah, and Jasmine Holmes, the shot clock's going down. Attacks the rim. Nice job coming off the bench. Last game, she only played 4 minutes, so she is such a positive influence coming off of that bench. And as you said, she changes the tempo, more of a push guard than Morgan Williams.
Returns to the floor for Mississippi State.
And guys, we got to talk to Morgan Williams yesterday. How great has it been that Jasmine Holmes has been able to learn under Mo? And I asked Mo, what do you want her to take away? And for next season, she really wants to see Jasmine Holmes be more vocal, stand out, and call plays and take command of this offense.
Yeah, and that's something Morgan Williams, it took her a while, and she's still not the most vocal. She leads by example, but certainly Jasmine Holmes needs to become more vocal as well. They've got kind of a quiet backcourt.
Yes, they do. It's kind of funny to hear Morgan talk about somebody being more vocal. McCowan, unstoppable. Sierra McCowan. 10 points and 8 rebounds. He's back up to 5 after NC State had taken a 1-point lead. Chelsea Nelson was open momentarily underneath, but they couldn't get her the ball.
Well, and that's because there's such great pressure on the ball. It's hard to see the player when they're open.
McCowan got up in the air. And NC State, there was a free path to the bucket by Dee Rogers, but she couldn't convert, so it's a shot clock violation. Timeout in Kansas City.
Nice job by Cohen. Getting the ball inside, that's unstoppable.
Thank you very much, Maria. And we're going to talk about UConn here. They take on Duke tomorrow, trying to get back to the Final Four. Asia Wilson, how far can she take South Carolina, the defending champs? And how about the MAC? McCowan gets fouled, this time by Nene Cole just into the game. Buffalo and Central Michigan make it into the Sweet 16. Great story, as 11 seeds.
I'm having a MAC attack.
Chelsea Nelson actually called for that foul. And Tierra McCowan, you heard him talking about it in the studio. She is perfect. 5 for 5. Got the working on another double-double. If she gets this free throw, she'll have a double-double right here in the first half. And with Mays on the bench with the 2 personal fouls trying to guard McCowan, there's a double-double. It's now a 10-2 run for the Bulldogs since Mays went to the bench. No defensive answer for McCowan.
And she's got 3 blocks on the defensive end.
Now with 12 points, look at 12 points with the 8 rebounds, so no double-double quite yet. Leslie got herself free. Yeah, Leslie did not get a lot of playing time at Maryland. In 2 years, excuse me, averaged about 11 minutes per game and just 4 points, but she has flourished here with NC State.
Yeah, Kira Leslie, she's picking up right where she left off after Maryland. Tiara McCowan's, she's just rolling. She's got a big old smile on her face, too.
Cowan now up to 14 points, 6 for 6 from the floor. Courtney Lyle.
Well, in that last time out, Vic Schaefer specifically told his team to stop settling for jump shots. Go inside. They have Mays on the bench, as you mentioned, with a couple of fouls. Drive it inside. And he also made them aware that their pressure full court is really wearing NC State down. Use that to your advantage.
And it's been good strategy. There's a shot clock violation. Jordan Danbury was out there playing with just one shoe, but since they, go inside, particularly as Courtney mentioned, with Akilah Mays on the bench. Danbury's going to put her shoe back on. Akilah at 6'5", and that is this is really where Mississippi State has started to separate itself after they fell behind the pack by a point. Coach Moore has used a variety of defenders on McCowan. That time, they forced the turnover. Coverage of the Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues. It's a Sweet 16 tonight on TBS and CBS. For matchups and game times, go to ncaa.com. Oregon State and Baylor playing a good game. Just a 3-point game. Maria, Nell, and Andy will get you up to date on everything when we go to them in 2.5 minutes of playing time. Koenig tries to go inside. Somehow the pass got through. But then Ely threw it away, trying to keep it in bounds. NC State has scored just 9 points in this quarter. Morgan Williams.
Yeah, when Morgan Williams is hitting threes, you could be in trouble because she doesn't take many.
That is only the 12th three she has made all season. Hitting at only about a 26% clip coming in. You see the field goal percentage well over, now over 50%, I should say, for Mississippi State. And Coach Schaefer talked about Morgan. He said, I know that if I need 41 from her or big-time scoring like we saw last year against Baylor in the tournament, he can get it. Nene Cole gets inside for her first bucket. She only averages about 4 minutes per game and less than half a point per game. But they need her because she's 6'3", and Tiara McCowan is 6'7". Throwing in as many big bodies as he has on the bench. Johnson steps back behind a three-point line. Leslie comes up with it as we approach a minute to go in the half. And then Leslie almost got it stolen by Johnson. Leslie ran into Blair Schaefer, who was called for the blocking foul. Schaefer has taken 27 charges this year, did not get 28 on that call.
Yeah, and she comes all the way over from the weak side and just moves a little bit. That was a tough call.
Leslie getting the bucket. She has had a really good first half. After torching Maryland in the second round for 21 points. She's got 14, over half of State's points, and she is 7 for 7 from the line.
Looking for that back screen. Blair Schaefer setting a nice back screen for Tiara McCowan. Beautiful play.
Blair Schaefer has not scored in this game, but that is a part of the little things that really are big things when you set a screen like that.
Well, she takes the most charges, and she sets the best screens. Everybody, and she hits her threes.
Yeah.
So everybody wants a player like that on their team.
Second in the SEC in threes per game this year for Schaefer, who has not scored today. But still a 7-point advantage for Mississippi State. About a 3-second difference in the clocks. Cole over McCowan. Nene Cole with the bucket for NC State. And that's a big bucket. They got the three-point play from Leslie, and then Cole with 4 points off the bench, a player who barely gets on the floor, and it's just a 5-point advantage for the Dogs.
Yeah, and just a nice job, wide open, and you've got Big T coming at you, so great focus. That was a beautiful shot.
Courtney Lyle has Tiara McCowan.
Tiara, 16 points, 8 rebounds. What was working for you so well in the paint?
My teammates delivering me the ball and me just scoring. And whenever they deliver it to me, they know they're going to get a bucket. So just keep getting inside, pounding inside until they stop it.
What do you guys have to do in the second half to pull this out?
Inside game, and when they come in and double in and we kick it out, and then our outside shooters get the open shots.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tiara McCowan did not miss a shot in the first half, also had 3 blocks and 8 rebounds. Mississippi State up 5 at the break. Big T showing up big in KC. Stay tuned. Coming up after the break, we will take you to the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One in Kansas City, Missouri, where at the half, the top seed in the KC Regional, Mississippi State has a 5-point lead over NC State. And we welcome you to KC. First of 2 games here. Pam Ward along with Hall of Fame coach Gail Gestincourt, and Courtney Lyle is with us as well. Kiara Leslie really helped to keep NC State in this game, but really, does anybody have an answer for Tiara McCowan?
Well, not tonight, at least not in this first half. And I thought Mississippi State did a great job getting her the ball, and it was her teammates setting her up. And you're going to see right here, Blair Schaefer, the best screener on the team. She goes up, sets a back screen, ball reversal. Great screen you see there. I love it. Gets her teammate open. Tiara, all she's got to do, catch, turn, and score.
And that was a look at the Google Cloud highlights. And Tiara McCowan at 6'7", all over those highlights. Scored all of her 12 second quarter points after Akila Mays went to the bench with 2 personal fouls for NC State. Mays is back out there starting. Number 32 in red had the ball momentarily. When this game is over, we will have Texas and UCLA. The KC Regional, the only regional where the top 4 seeds all got through to the Sweet 16. And McCowan didn't get a block on that one, but certainly affected the shot by Nelson.
Yeah, NC State's getting to the basket. They're just not converting.
Vic Schaefer in the locker room had this to say.
Let's keep attacking. Let's keep going to the rim. We get a chance to go inside, we'll keep going down there until they can do something with it. I don't know if they can do anything with it. It's going to be a matter of ball pressure and see if we can if they keep us from getting the ball to them, okay? Got to have a little better defense. Got to play a little harder on D. Got to have some better help. Got to control the ball and keep it in front of us. You got 20 minutes. Let's go.
Points in the paint, plus 10 for Mississippi State in the first half. Victoria Vivians, after the Ely foul, got both of those free throws. She did not score in the second quarter. And we talked about McCowan having a great game, but some of the other starters have struggled for State on offense.
Well, they have the other starters. McCowan 7 for 7. The rest of the starting group is 6 for 18.
Just 33%. Leslie, we already talked about her. Kiara Leslie, the Maryland transfer, now with 16 points. Single-handedly keeping NC State in this game. NC State, though, somewhat surprisingly out-rebounded the Dogs by 5 in the first half, but plus 10 in the paint, plus 9 off turnovers for Mississippi State. And Schaefer with the ball didn't score in the first half.
Yeah, and with Akila Mays, again, guarding Tiara McCowan, she's got 2 fouls. You want to look to go back into McCowan if you can, pick up that 3rd foul.
Nelson got the block, McCowan got the ball, and it's way too easy. Come on, NC State, let's go over to Courtney Lyle.
Yeah, I was in the locker room at halftime. Wes Moore very positive with his team, but he said obviously what they were doing against Tiara McCowan was not working. So they're going to have Akila Mays front her and try to slow her down. He really stressed they've got to have good weak side help defense, though.
Well, that's exactly right. And the tough thing about having great help side defense is there are 4 players on the perimeter for Mississippi State that can all shoot the 3.
Really driving on Morgan Williams. And then Ely ripped the ball away from McCowan. Well, Tierra McCowan continues to be a defensive presence. Vivian's on the floor along with Leslie. WBB comes in as the possession goes over to the Bulldogs. Vivians takes a seat. Victoria, the leading scorer on this team at just under 20 points per game, has 7 so far, but just 2 field goals.
Yeah, I think Westmore's got to feel pretty good. With Akilah May, she's your 6'5" senior, and she only played 11 minutes. She had 0 points. She averages 10, so if they can get her going, they got to feel pretty good.
Bibby just came into the game, and she has a chance for a 3-point play.
And you and I both love Chloe Bibby because she's a good kid. She's a post. She can shoot the 3, but then she can also go to the basket. Difficult to defend.
6'1" the freshman. She looks more of a grown-up body and grew up in a small town in Australia before she went away to play for some Australian national teams. She turns 20 in June. And a quick 3 points off for Bibby, who only played 8 minutes against Oklahoma State in the second round and did not score. Ely forces the foul.
And I like that the NC State guards have been in attack mode.
Talked about the bench early on. Just 8 minutes, didn't score. Already 15 minutes from the bench players and 5 points. We just saw 3 of them scored by Bibby. Schaefer's foul puts Ely on the line. Neither team has missed a free throw tonight. Mississippi State 9 for 9. The Pack now match that at 9 for 9. William got a little bit of room. McCowan set that screen.
Yeah, you feel like William has taken her game to another level now that it's turning time.
She had 17 points in the second round against Oklahoma State with a season-high 17 shots. Someone who had more choices as far as other scoring options this year, so her scoring was down, but she still has that ability. Single digits on the shot clock again, and Blair Schaefer comes over and another blocking foul. Blair thought that she drew another charge, so did her dad.
And again, you see weak side all the way over. And another tough call for Blair Schaefer. She's going to be in an ice bath tonight.
That is the 3rd foul on the senior. And the first missed free throw of anyone tonight.
Watch Morgan William. The defense is going under the ball screen, which is what you want to do. But Morgan William tonight, she's got such great lift and energy.
And she needed that lift because the person setting the screen, Schaefer, sits down with 3 fouls, is 6'7", Tierra McCowan. Morgan listed at 5'5". She's not 5'5", probably more like 5'3". So she's shooting over someone who is well over a foot taller. And that's just too easy.
Yeah, NC State's got to pick her up. That free throw line jumper, that's her money shot.
Largest lead of the night now is 12. Morgan William continues on her tear of scoring in the NCAA tournament. Finally, a basket for Mays.
Yeah, nice job with the screen and roll. And we heard earlier Westmore say in a timeout that he wanted to get McCowan involved in those ball screens a little more. That was a prime example.
Bibby battles. Rogers comes up with the rebound. That's a tough foul call on the Aussie for her second. Mississippi State men's basketball team still playing. They're at Madison Square Garden in the NIT semifinal. Coming up against Penn State Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Basketball fever in Starkville, Mississippi. A lot of people making the trip. We're a little over 600 miles away from Starkville here. McCowan bats it to herself. Now Morgan Williams slows down.
She's asking for a sub. I think she got hit in the, she's just talking to the official, maybe contact.
Yeah, messing with her eye. Now she says she's all right.
She gives a thumbs up to her coach. Here's Morgan Williams. Oh, runs right into her teammate. Vivians catches her.
Yeah. Victoria held her up. We had a nice visit with them, and both Morgan and Victoria relatively quiet. We talked about that, but apparently Morgan Williams is quite. You don't want to be Morgan Williams' roommate. Let's put it that way. Blair Schaefer is her roommate.
She is a prankster. Blair said she loves to scare me. She will hide under my bed and grab my ankles. She'll turn off the lights and jump out of the closet. Never a dull moment.
Foul on Mays. That is her third.
Not happy at all. She's used to getting those charge calls. She wants to get up to 30. She's only got 27 on the season, which is amazing.
Schaefer with 3 fouls on the bench for State. Mays with 3 fouls still out there for the other state, NC State. It was sort of an iffy call the last time. NC State a totally different team in the first half with Mays on the bench, and there's great penetration by Johnson. Koenig got off to a good start, hitting a 3 to set a new season record, single season record for threes, but she has been quiet for a spell.
Yeah, Koenig, and she's got such a size advantage. She had it on Schaefer in the first half. Now she's got William on her. I'd like to see her go inside a little bit.
Trouble finding someone to inbound it to. Just beat the 5-second call as we go under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mostly guarded by Johnson, who is a really good defender. Leslie decides to drive and just too strong. Another rebound ripped down by McCowan. And now McCowan has a double-double, 18 points and 10 rebounds. Her 26th double-double of the season. Left short, McCowan. And another foul on Mays. That is 4 fouls now on Akilah Mays.
That spells trouble for NC State.
Timeout on the floor. Morgan Williams, small in stature, big on talent. Welcome back, Mississippi State now with a 12-point advantage over NC State. 4th foul called on Akilah Mays before he went to break.
Yeah, and this was not a good call. Akilah Mays just working. I really thought it was a no call, but certainly not on Akilah Mays. She's upset. Her coach was upset. Westmore picking up the technical foul.
And Morgan Williams will take the 2 free throws. And really the last couple of fouls called against Mays were, so they were both a little bit iffy. So I can understand why Coach Moore was not happy. Texas Longhorns get ready to come and play game 2 against UCLA. We expect that to be a lot of fun and a lot of speed. So Williams hits the 2 free throws, and now the ball inbounded under the basket, which was the point of interruption, but that's huge now for Mays to pick up now 4 personal fouls. Mississippi State and McCowan absolutely chewed up the Wolfpack when she went to the bench with 2 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, and now Chelsea Nelson has the task of guarding Tiara McCowan, and went from 6'5" guarding her to a 6'2" post guarding her. So that's a tough matchup.
Nelson, number 5 for NC State, only has 4 points. Averages 13. Rode Johnson. If he had another basket, she is into double figures, joining Williams and McCowan tonight. Carol Wesley was 16, leading the way for the Pack. but she only has 2 points in the third quarter. There she is.
Denise Koenig, she has not taken a shot in this half, so she needs to get going offensively to help this team out.
That is Koenig. And that's the second block of the game for Morgan Williams.
Morgan Williams, so smart. She knows the shot clock's running down. Koenig's going to have to take the shot.
Morgan Williams has as many blocks tonight as Tara McConnell. Great job on defense as usual for Mississippi State, excuse me. You're right about Koenig. She is the three-point threat for NC State. Nelson has not been able to get going offensively. And she has the big size advantage over Morgan. Leslie hits the deck. So Texas and UCLA getting ready to play. They met up in the Sweet 16 a couple of years ago. UCLA, Wharton, Canada, Monique Billings.
That is going to be such a great game to watch. Up and down the court, both teams love to run. Have great seniors, tremendous guard play.
Backcourt of Brooke McCarty and Ariel Atkins, the two great seniors for Texas. Vivian slices her way in. But the rebound goes to Ely.
Vivian just does not look like herself tonight.
Ely, good job. Richard, sophomore from Raleigh. Victoria Vivian so far 7 points, but just 2 of 7 from the floor. What a pass!
And there's the problem with fronting down low. When the offense clears out that weak side, all of the players were above the free throw line on the weak side. There is no help side to go down and double.
Cowan now with 20 points. Sweet assist for Morgan Williams. And now Vivian's turn to get in on the block party. There's a steal for Koenig. Maybe a chance to finally score in the second half. Averages 10.5 points per game. Bibby got the shot off over Rogers. Now Koenig finds some space, but it was wide left.
But that's all right. I like that shot. It's an aggressive shot in transition before the Mississippi State defense gets set.
Morgan Williams can slow things down as we go to a minute left in the third. Winner of this game gets the winner of Texas UCLA on Sunday. Vivians. That is a long 2. 4 points in this quarter. The ESPNW third team All-American. Expect her to make a lot more All-American teams this March.
NC State picking up the dribble. Like Westmore said, it's like piranhas on defense when you pick up that dribble.
Morgan Williams closely guarding Ely, who dribbled it off her foot.
Victoria Vivian's coming up off of that down screen, just a catch and shoot. She's done plenty of that this season.
Makes it look so effortless. She's been switched to the 4 this year and has really blossomed, scoring just under 20 points per game. Her percentages are up as well, and let's see what Morgan Williams and Mississippi State do with no shot clock. Blazed around the trap, little no-look pass to Danbury, who got fouled.
Yeah, she's just the consummate floor general, finds her teammates. Tremendous vision.
Jordan Danbury at the line shooting.
Danbury goes to the basket.
Leslie's first foul. the first miss from the free throw line after Mississippi State made their first 11. Good sub by Vic Schaefer to get McCowan out. He does only have one foul, but she'll get some extra rest between the quarters as Campbell subs in. Danbury's first point. Ely got blocked again by Morgan Williams. Mississippi State led by 5 at the half. And now they have a chunky 17-point lead.
Yeah, very frustrated is the NC State bench and the players as well.
Welcome back to Kansas City in the Sweet 16. We're joined now by Mississippi State head coach Vic Schaefer. Coach, how much has your pressure and your defense helped you today?
Well, I think it's wearing on them. I mean, I think we just have really made it hard for them to get in. I think the point guards had to really work hard to get it. And then this time of the game usually is when it kind of shows.
What do you want to see in the last 10 minutes?
I want to see us continue to execute on offense. I want to go inside, and I want to see us defend.
Thanks, Coach.
Go Dogs.
And we also have seen a heck of a lot of Morgan Williams. Last year in the Elite Eight against Baylor and Oklahoma City, a career-high 41 points as the Dogs eliminated Baylor, and the shot to end Connecticut's 111-game winning streak in the national semifinals last season. And tonight, Morgan Williams is picking up where she left off.
Yeah, and she's doing it in a variety of ways. She's blocking shots, which we don't see often. She's looking to score, which she hasn't been as much during the regular season because she's had so many options. But she knows it's tourney time. It's one and done. She's taking control.
Now, she's only been credited with one block. But she's gotten her hand on at least a couple other shots, which to me are blocks. But she has played well, and she's got herself a rebound. NC State outscored by 12 in the third quarter. What a pass! Morgan Williams' magic continues. Danbury with the basket. Well, holy smokes, Morgan Williams taking it to another level. Last 4 games coming into today, averaging 13 points a game. She's exactly at 13, has 5 assists and just 1 turnover. She's one of the best, in fact, second in the nation in assists to turnovers, and that's just pretty.
Yeah, and that's what she does best in transition, finding the right player at the right time for an easy 2.
And Akila Mays is back in for NC State, playing with 4 fouls off the inbounds. Leslie gets the bucket. Mays, there you see her for NC State, the 6'5 senior from Greensboro. And it has been a different game when she has been out. And right now, nothing to lose with the lead now at 17. Westmore really has no choice but to put her back in. Bibby, in and out. Easley, who really has had trouble finding open space. We heard Vic Schaefer talk about it when he spoke with Courtney Lyle. Koenig, cross court to Leslie. Kara Leslie is a grad student, but still has another year of eligibility. And what a senior season she should have next year.
Well, and I like Ace Koenig as well. She makes great decisions with the basketball, can shoot the 3. She found her teammate there. That's going to be a nice backcourt next year.
Vivian's over the Bibby screen. Took a while for the Bulldogs offense to get going, and now it's rolling. Shooting 56% for the game. Leslie missed everything that time. Shot clock did not reset. Mays got hacked, hit on the hand by McCowan.
Victoria Vivian, she's starting to feel it now. Nice screen by Bibby. And so many times tonight we've seen the Mississippi State players getting one another open. They're starting to knock down those shots.
So Keela Mays now at the free throw line. Worked with Chastity Melvin last year. Melvin was a player that you know very well from your time in the ACC, and Melvin helped Akila
Yeah, and Chas, she played in the pros. She led that team, that NC State team in 2008 to the Final Four.
Guys, talking about Akilah Mays, if you look at her numbers last season, she was only averaging about 3 points and 2 rebounds and playing only 11 minutes. Now she's playing 25 minutes, averaging double-figure points. And Wes Moore told us one of his biggest regrets at his time at NC State is not redshirting her. They would love to have her for another year.
And she really had a chance to speak with her. McCowan just picked up another foul trying, excuse me, as Mays has really broken through in her senior season.
Yeah, and playing at the next level. She wants to be a WNBA player. Really needs to develop an outside shot, and that's why I think Wes Moore would love to have another year with her so she could get bigger and stronger and really expand her game.
McCowan got another rebound. 20 points and now 13 boards for Big T, who is overall 3rd in the nation in rebounds. Vivians, so smooth. First 2 games of the NCAA tournament, averaging over 21 points per game. And she's up to 14. 5 of 10 from the floor. McCowan 9 for 9 from the floor for 20 points for the Dogs. Kiara Leslie for NC State, back-to-back 21-point games in the NCAA tournament. Her career high is 22. As Vivians picks up a foul.
Look for NC State. This is the conundrum. When you're behind to Mississippi State and you need to really start pressing, I'm going to look for NC State to press off of this free throw. But it's so difficult because the Mississippi State guards take such great care of the ball.
We just talked about Kiara Leslie. Maryland transfer, came up large against her team. Back-to-back 21-point games, had a double-double as NC State beat Maryland, who was the 5 seed, 74-60. But Wes Moore gave Maryland credit because Leslie wanted to transfer, and Maryland actually paid for her last summer school session so she could come on over, said it was a very smooth transition. And Blair Schaefer has picked up another foul. Blair Schaefer has not scored tonight and has 4 personals.
And sometimes as a player, you just feel like it is not my night. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's a foul on Blair Schaefer.
Because Nelson knocked into her.
You see Ely, she had a wide open layup, but she saw Tierra McCowan waiting for her. I had to think twice about that one.
Discretion is the better part of valor. Nelson over McCowan and left it well short. Vivians could not hang on to it. Chelsea Nelson, the senior from Antioch, Tennessee. And there's Blair and Daddy Vic.
Runs in the family. They're both incensed.
I bet their mom Holly up in the stands and brother Logan might have had the same expressions. Air ball, Schaefer gets the rebound and gives it to a roommate. Morgan Williams, senior from Birmingham.
Coach Schaefer, you saw him put his hand up saying, slow it down. Let's make sure we get the shot we want from here on out.
Cowan tried to roll the basket, but Mays stopped her. Ely, nothing doing. Leslie can't come up with it, and they're going to get a foul on Ely for NC State. NC State in their 24th NCAA tournament, first back-to-back trips since 06 and 07, first Sweet 16 in 11 years. And again, a team that was picked 10th in the ACC. Not many people had them going to the Sweet 16. In fact, Wes Moore had a meeting with Debbie Yao, as athletic director, and said he was thinking 20 wins, getting to the NCAA tournament. She said, Wow, that's pretty ambitious. Yet here they are with 26 wins and in the Sweet 16. Can't stop Big T.
Tara McCowan now 10 for 10 from the floor.
Now Koenig brings the ball up. She's just a sophomore. Surrey, British Columbia, on the extreme west coast of Canada. Been playing on some national teams. Canadian programs getting better in recent years. Shot clock at 7 for Leslie. Morgan William got in her way, and a blocking foul call. Mississippi State's not getting any of those calls tonight. You got to be kidding me, Vic says. But I'm sure he'll take the 19-point lead over that call. We'll be back. Welcome back to Kansas City. Mississippi State in control with about 4 minutes left to go in the game. And Vic Schaefer, that's his son Logan on the left, and wife Holly on the right. And you might remember that Vic was an associate head coach with A&M when they won the national championship in 2011. But you might not know about Logan's story. He almost lost his life in a horrible wakeboarding accident that year. ESPNW.com has a story on that, and man, you don't want to miss it. It's a remarkable story. And I remember when it happened, and Vic Schaefer had to go through that, and it's really heartbreaking. His wife Holly and Logan and Blair, not only a brother and sister, they're twins. So a very close relationship, and it's a terrific story on ESPNW. Courtney Lyle has more on that.
Yeah, I went over there and talked to Logan before the game, and, you know, his recovery was so quick for the severity of his injury, and he said, I really credit that to my dad. He was there every step of the way, pushing me in rehab, coaching me up, and giving him extra reps in rehab too, making sure he came back as quickly as he could. But he said his family and his faith really helped him.
It really is a remarkable thing, and Logan has, McCowan gets another block. Logan has graduated college. Another shot clock violation, and there is Logan, a musician in the family.
Yeah, and when you watch that video, it's just, it's unbelievable, that video. And his dad really did coach him through that. You know, it's the extra rep, just like in practice. It's one more line drill, and really helping him to get back quickly.
ESPNW.com, the place to go to see that story.
I also asked Logan what he thought about his twin sister, Blair, and he said he was so proud of her. And really, you know, people told her she wasn't good enough to play on this team in the SEC, and he said she turned around and slapped him in the face and went to work, and look what she's done.
It really is remarkable. She, when Vic got the job, went over to Starkville High School, and yeah, a lot of times it might be human nature, whether that's good or not, that it's the coach's kid, and she really had to earn playing time. And Blair actually went to her mom and said early on in her career that she was thinking about transferring because she wanted to get more playing time.
Yeah, she said it was very difficult, but she had to go talk to her dad and say, not as a dad, but as a coach, you know, I might need to transfer because I want more playing time. And we had a tough conversation. He said, you're going to have to earn it if you want it here.
She was a sophomore. She averaged only 3 points per game. Got it up to 5 points per game last year. And Tierra McCowan has now tied an NCAA record in a tournament game by going 11 for 11 from the floor. Terry Carmichael did it for St. Joe's against NC State in 1985. Roe Johnson puts it home. So a record-tying night so far for McCowan, as the Bulldogs have started to run away with it. Blair Schaefer this year averaging just under 10 points per game. Frustrating night for her tonight. 4 fouls, no points. But will certainly take the victory. That's the second time that shoe was slipped off of McCowan's foot.
When it falls off, you notice it. Not only is it about a size 17, it's bright pink.
Yeah, it's got that neon pink look going on. Vivian's Too aggressive going for the pass. Second on Victoria. We'll have more Sweet 16 games tonight from right here, Texas UCLA on ESPN2, Louisville Stanford on ESPN. All games also stream live on the ESPN app. And what a game is going on right now. In Lexington, Oregon State leading Baylor by 2 as they start the fourth quarter. And at the line, Chelsea Nelson, a senior from Antioch, Tennessee, whose father, Morgan William, by the way, and Roe Johnson and Blair Schaefer all getting hands as they lead the game. Chelsea Nelson's dad played at Tennessee Chattanooga, where Westmore came from. And Tiara McCowan will leave the game and hold on to that 11-for-11 record-tying field goal percentage. But when Chelsea was being recruited by NC State, she was told they were in the ACC. She said, "What's the ACC?" She wasn't familiar, didn't know what NC State was, didn't know what the ACC was familiar with Coach Moore at Tennessee Chattanooga, but she knew she wanted to get out of the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, and she's become a tremendous player for NC State and one of the best rebounders in the game. She said, her dad said, rebounding pays the bills. You got to rebound the basketball. She had 22 rebounds against Duke in the ACC tournament.
That is an ACC tournament record. That was an upset win in the quarterfinals. 22 rebounds. So Chelsea Nelson, Keela Mays, both playing their last collegiate games tonight. And have left a mark on an NC State team that overachieved, earning the 4th seed. Kiera Leslie continues to build on her career-high scoring night. Take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Tiara McCowan tying an NCAA record.
Yeah, and give credit to her teammates because they got her the ball down low. But she did it on both ends of the floor. We saw 3 blocks. Just phenomenal evening for Big T.
So she takes a seat. We will see her on Sunday evening against either Texas or UCLA. And we are very much looking forward to that game. About a half hour after this one is over. Garvin getting into the game. Vic Schaefer able to clear his bench, get his starters some rest. All his starters are now on the bench. Mississippi State goes to 35-1 on the season. NC State ends 26-9. And the Bulldogs, who got all the way to the NCAA championship game last year, heading back to the Elite Eight with a very impressive second half. They led by 5 at the break. Vic Schaefer and Westmore have the conversation, but Big T was unstoppable. McCowan, 24 points, an NCAA tournament record, 11-for-11, record tying 11-for-11 from the floor. 15 rebounds as well. Wow. Mississippi State sets a school record with its 35th win of the season. 7:30 Eastern time on Sunday night. On ESPN, they will play the winner of our nightcap between Texas and UCLA. So Mississippi State coming up big in the second half. They end up shooting 53% from the floor, hold NC State to only 39%. And they kept their big scorer, Chelsea Nelson, in check. Nelson only 5 points tonight, but a big night. Kiera Leslie, watch out for her next year as a senior. Nelson with a career-high 27 points tonight. And it was Kiera Leslie who was the big reason why NC State beat Maryland even to get here. So NC State season comes to a close, 26-9. Mississippi State, they go on, and right now Courtney Lyle has a whole lot of Bulldogs.
Coach Schaefer, we'll start with you. Your team's in the Elite Eight again. How do you get to this point? Only one loss on the season.
Well, it's hard work. These kids work hard, played their hearts out today. This one right here dominated the lane. This one controlled the tempo of the game. And you got to have great players and a great staff. I mean, you got no chance if you don't have those two things.
How much does T help you out? She was a perfect 11 for 11 from the field. That ties an NCAA tournament record.
Well, she's the forgiveness player. She cleans up a lot of messes. We got her the ball in some good spots today. It's hard to deal with her. When I just thought I saw a look in her where she just wouldn't be denied today. There was a couple of times where they might have had two bodies on her. It didn't matter. She's going to go get it. And she played her heart out today. I'm awfully proud of her.
T, did you come into this one more aggressive? I mean, were you fired up and ready to go?
No, my energy was the same. I mean, every game, it's the same. Just go out there and dominate. My teammates give me the ball in good spots, so, I mean, it was set up perfect.
Morgan, what's it like to play with this team with so many weapons and to have somebody down low like Tierra McCowan?
It's great because we got inside and outside games, so it's hard to defend us. I mean, we can shoot from outside, we can go inside, get a bucket or and one, so, I mean, it's kind of hard to guard.
Congratulations, guys.
Tierra McCowan, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks. Morgan Williams, 13 points, 8 assists, just 1 turnover, and 2 blocks. Morgan Williams, impressive win. Mississippi State takes it. Texas and UCLA coming up.